In this video, we are going to be discussing the NFL clinching and elimination scenarios for Week 13. First of all, for the clinching scenarios, the Buffalo Bills will clinch the AFC East if they win and the Dolphins lose. Now, this is no gimme because the Bills are playing the 49ers. 49ers haven't looked good this year, as we all know. You know, the Bills versus 49ers. The Niners haven't looked good this year. They're only 5-6, but they're still a dangerous roster that you can't count out. And the Dolphins, the Dolphins play the Packers on Thursday Night Football. Packers are an 8-3 team, but the Dolphins have been catching some fire recently, as the Dolphins have gone on a 3-game winning streak and played the Bills and Cardinals close. Two teams that wound up being good teams. So you can't just count out you can't just count on the scenario. Now, as for the Chiefs, they get in if they win against the Raiders. They would either need the Dolphins to lose or tie, the Broncos to lose, or if the Broncos tie, they would need a Chargers loss. So Kansas City needs a win. Well, they could tie. If they tie, the Dolphins lose. That would get them in. A win and the Dolphins not winning gets them in. They also could get in if the Broncos lose or the Broncos tie and the Chargers lose. Now, we already know who the Dolphins are playing, the Denver Broncos. And this is a wild card spot, I think. Maybe the Broncos is division stuff. I don't think so. I think this is the wild card. Whereas Bills is the division. The Broncos on Monday Night Football play the Cleveland Browns. They're 3-8 team, so I would not expect the Broncos to go out there and, get a win. I mean, and lose. Or even tie. And the Chargers, they play the Atlanta Falcons, a 6-5 team that hasn't looked good recently. So, and now for the Lions. They need to win against the Bears, or there's one thing where they tie them. If the Niners lose, Seahawks tie, Cardinals lose, Buccaneers lose, and Packers win, plus additional strength of victory scenarios. So it's impractical, and I'm going to look at it. So if they win, they would need the 49ers to lose or tie, the Seahawks to lose, the Cardinals to lose or tie, and the Buccaneers to lose or tie. They get either Seahawks tie, Cardinals lose, and Buccaneers lose or tie. 49ers lose or tie, Seahawks lose, and Cardinals lose or tie, and the Falcons lose, and Commanders lose or tie. It's just exhausting. When I'm going to look at the scenarios, it's highly impractical. There's not a clean scenario where the Lions can get it. And now for the elimination scenarios. The New Jersey Giants, if they lose versus the Cowboys, they're eliminated. If they tie versus the Cowboys and the Commanders win or tie, they're out. And they could win their game. If the Packers win a tie and the Commanders win, they're out. We already talked about how the Packers only playing a 4-6 team, and the Commanders play a cupcake team too. They play the Tennessee Titans, a 3-8 team. So even if they win, there's a decent chance that the Giants are still eliminated. And the Cowboys are 4-7. I mean, they're not good, but they're better than the Giants. There's a good chance the Cowboys win. As for the Patriots, they get tied, the Chargers and Broncos win, they're out. If they lose versus the Colts and the Chargers win a tie and the Broncos win a tie, they're out. Or if the Chargers win a tie and the Texans win a tie, or, the Dolphins. And we look at the other scenarios, we're looking at the Texans. They're collapsing, but they're playing the 2-9 Jaguars, so good chance the Patriots are eliminated. As for the Jaguars, if they lose versus the Texans and the Chargers win a tie and the Broncos win a tie, or if they tie and the Chargers and Broncos win. As for the Raiders, if they lose versus the Chiefs, they're eliminated. Or if they tie the Chiefs and the Chargers win a tie and the Broncos win a tie.